Ex-Tory mayor died in drug den with plastic bag overhead tied to chair for sexual pleasure. Anyway, good afternoon. Warning, graphic details. You don't say. Les Linwood, 67, not bad, not bad at 67, visited the address of a drug dealer and was said to have used a shoelace to tie one of his arms to a chair and placed a plastic bag over his head. Is better known as the asphyxie wank. But anyway, an ex-Tory mayor suffocated to death in a drugs den with a plastic bag over his head for sexual pleasure, an inquest has held. The body of Tory councillor and former mayor Les Winwood, 67, was found at a property in Bilston, Wolverhampton on July 17th, 2022. And this is only just coming out to the public. An inquest held a post-mortem examination found he spent hours alone taking crack cocaine at 67 and drinking vodka before he died in a camping chair. This is the most gyro way to go. Oh my god. He had visited the address of a drug dealer on several occasions and had likely been seeking sexual pleasure there. I mean, when I buy my weed, I'm not hanging out. I'm out of there. I don't want to talk to the guy. I'm also not going to sit in a camping chair in his house and put a bag over my head and have a wank. Man, who does that? Who wants to be friends with a drug dealer? They're not your friends. A coroner ruled the inquest into his death at Black Country Coroner's Court on Wednesday revealed Mr. Winwood died as a result of misadventure. I'm going on an adventure. Oh no. Oh my god. The cause of death for Mr. Winwood, who was unmarried, don't say, was listed as death from suffocation with intoxication, cocaine use, and coronary heart disease as contributing factors. The inquest into his death at Black Country Coroner's Court on Wednesday ruled that he died from misadventure. The hearing heard the use of cocaine while trying to achieve sexual arousal through asphyxiation would have put great strain on his heart. At 67, yes, it would have, which Mr. Winwood had been taking medication for. Coroner Joanne Lees ruled no one else was involved in his death. So basically, he was taking medication for his heart problems and he chose to do crack cocaine. All right then, phone records showed the veteran politician arrived at the property about 2 p.m. the day prior with a bottle of vodka as well as other items. He used a shoelace to tie one of his arms to the chair and placed a plastic bag over his head. I'm going to guess this was the drug dealer that was arrested afterwards. Uh, Keith Kennedy had been out of the property when Mr. Winwood died, but he was later jailed for 2 years after he pleaded guilty to being concerned in the production of crack cocaine. He phoned the emergency services, but only after he removed cocaine and drug paraphernalia from the property. Officers who attended the property noticed telltale signs of drug use and production and subsequently found CCTV footage of Kennedy removing items from his home before they arrived. Mr. Winwood of Taisley Shops held his councillor role for many years and was twice the chairman of Bridgnorth Council. He was involved in local politics for over 40 years, paying tribute to him after his death. The Conservative Association said he was a selfless servant. He was a good little piggy of his community and much loved and admired by all who knew him. He was kind, considerate, and went out of his way to represent his constituents. Why are so many politicians into weird shit behind the scenes? Why does it come out that so many people are into just odd stuff behind the scenes? It bothers me, and especially people that hold positions of power. But I mean, suppose whatever happens behind closed doors is none of my business, right? But see, when that stuff's really, really weird, you know, like there's basic timid shit that I don't really give a fuck about. I like it when my husband dresses up as a fireman. Like, who gives a fuck about that? That's normal shit. Who cares, right? But when you've got someone that's like a councillor or is high up in government, and they make like big decisions that can have massive effects on your life, and then you find out that they like to choke themselves with their shoelaces with a bag over their head while smoking crack cocaine at the age of 67, I think we need to start having a conversation about whether or not a person like that should hold institutional power.